Hi, my name is Talia Rochlin, and sometime this week, Sara, Breheny, and I are going to be presenting our FOA on translating cultural humor. In order to have a general basis of understanding what our presentation is going to be about, it's crucial to just discuss just the general overview of what humor is, where it comes from, and what kind of humor we're translating and what makes it funny. So, what is humor? Humor has three main definitions used to describe it, the first being the quality of being amusing or comic, especially as expressed in literature or speech, a mood or state of mind, and to comply with the wishes of someone in order to keep them content, however unreasonable such wishes might be. The definition that we're going to be focusing on a lot more than the other two in this presentation is the first one, just being that it's really the definition that we think of, the first definition we think of when we think about humor. But where does humor come from? The term is derived from the humoral medicine of the ancient Greeks. The humoral medicine taught that the balance of fluids in the body, known as humerus, from the Latin root humor, which meant body fluid, controlled human health and emotion. And since most people are able to experience humor, that is, be amused or smile or laugh at something funny, we're all considered to have a sense of humor. Humor meaning that human health and emotion was changed when something comedic happened. By emotion, obviously, I mean smiling, laughing, and just being amused in general. So, what are some rules of humor? I wouldn't necessarily say that there are rules of humor, but more so that humor doesn't follow rules. For instance, humor usually is made to make fun of something, to poke fun at something, which I'll get more into in the other slide. It usually makes fun of something in society or a certain people, some culture, something in their culture, or something about their environment around them. However, there are things that are never funny. Just two of the many examples that we're going to give tomorrow of things, or whenever we do the presentation, of things that are never funny are anything regarding sacred objects, events, or actions. So while I can probably joke around about, let's say, a church without it being too much of an offensive joke, if I joke about something like the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, it probably will not be humorous to anyone that I tell the joke to. Just like the last example, it probably won't. It wouldn't be humorous to joke about, let's say, a fire to someone whose house just burned down. Now, there are many types of humor. I just listed 5 types here: satire, slapstick, hyperbolic, farcical, and cultural. You could probably note that they all, as mentioned in the last slide, have something to do with mocking some aspect of either society, a person, an environment, or a culture. Now, we're just going to be focusing on this presentation on cultural humor, which can be defined as poking fun at one's own culture or the environment around them. So what really is cultural humor, and what does it take to understand it? Now, I just read the definition above, but how is cultural humor understood? More or less, the reference just needs to be understood. And by that, I mean you have to be able to understand the cultural backgrounds of whoever's making the joke. Each culture's sense of humor is different, even though the fundamental elements or rules of humorous situations remain the same over all cultures. For instance, in some cultures, it's totally understandable and totally legitimate to laugh at a funeral because it's thought to lighten the mood, it's thought to make things happier. While if you laugh at a funeral in America, it's greatly looked down upon. So, as mentioned before, all cultures have a different style of humor, and it just really takes that sociocultural knowledge in order to understand cultural humor. Knowing this, I hope that understanding our FOA sometime this week will be easier for you all. Thank you for watching.